So Season 2 is releasing on the 24th of September, and few things we can expect to see. I'll be another year older, so I'll be 32, but we'll get a top 500 ranked leaderboards, ranked loadouts and loadout restrictions, a rejoin feature, progressive RP penalties for quitters, a new faction, new weapons, and so much more. But if you're new around here, don't forget to like and subscribe. I've just started uploading videos again, and as soon as I get my camera fixed or a new camera, I'll be making sure I pop the camera back on my videos. But let's hop into today's video, and we all see the recent article from Insider Gaming where they said that XDefiant is at risk of losing support after Season 3 as player numbers have dwindled to just 20,000 or less according to sources. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I do feel like a lot is riding on Season 2 to get it absolutely right. And I wanted to discuss a few of the features that we just mentioned at the start of the video in a bit more detail, so we can have a little chat in the comments amongst ourselves to say, I think it needs this, or this isn't a good idea, it still needs this, or whatever floats your boat. Or just leave me some hate down below. So the first thing to discuss is a ranked top 500 leaderboards, and in my humble opinion there are positives to this but also negatives. But let's start with the positives. The positives are that the people that do want to grind all the way up to legend in ranked, well, you can do this and you can showcase it to the rest of the XDefiant community, and at least all the competitive players are able to see their progress, and it gives them something extra to grind for. So that is a really good thing. The bad thing, well, there's already a lot of cheaters in ranked anyway, and I think this just encourages people to cheat. But I do feel like there's a caveat to that, because I do feel like the people that are cheating that do end up in the top 500 leaderboard, hopefully XDefiant can hit them with the ban hammer nice and quickly. Now, moving on to the next thing is ranked loadouts and loadout restrictions. And for me, this is a huge W, and I'll tell you why. For example, if you're going on pubs and using no stock, and you'll say using EMP grenades and rapid fire, but then you load up ranked to play later and you need to take all those attachments off because they're restricted in ranked, that is going to be so annoying, then putting them back on when you go back into pubs and vice versa. By having your own separate ranked loadout section, you can put all your ranked classes on there and all your public classes on another, and you can just switch between the two tabs and be good to go on any game mode that you're playing. So for me, this is sick. You don't want to be messing around between game modes like that. That's annoying as F. Now, the next thing is a rejoin feature. I think this is huge because there are certain times, look, your hardware just lets you down, or your internet connection drops, or the game freezes, or whatever it is, and you want to be able to fix the problem, rejoin in that action, and make sure you at least lose your RP by playing the game, not because something, you know, broke. The next thing is progressive RP penalties for quitters. Now, this is annoying, but if you're one of those people that just join games and quit, you're literally ruining the experience for most people that do just want to go in and play and win. So if you say quit the first time, you might get 50 RP lost, then 100, then 150, and it may even ramp up more than that. We'll just have to wait to see what them penalties look like. So hopefully that discourages people from wanting to quit. But my advice, if you don't want to play ranked, it's going to be sweaty, don't join the queue anyway, you know? And I think one thing they definitely need to add is custom lobbies. I've seen all over Twitter people wanting to do custom tournaments with like £1,000, £2,000 prize pools, but at the moment the game doesn't allow it. So in Season 2, if they're making all these ranked adjustments and encouraging people to want to play ranked, going that one step further is playing against some of the best players in the game and going in custom lobbies and fighting it out for a prize pool. You know, when Rainbow Six Siege launched, it was heavily geared around competitive gameplay, and that didn't have the smoothest launch either. But here we are, like 5, 6, 7, I don't even know how old the game is, maybe even 10 years later, and it's one of the most competitive games, other than maybe Counter-Strike, there is on the market. There's definitely a lot to master in Rainbow Six Siege anyway. One of the things that are going to be coming is a new faction. I hope they're a little bit more exciting than the GSK that we've got. I hope they offer a lot more counterplay to some of the ults, and I think we'll talk about that in a little bit. But one thing I would absolutely love to see is like a turret or something that you can control, lock that down for like 10-15 seconds. Anyone that runs in, you just destroy them. Now, we mentioned games earlier like Rainbow Six Siege, Counter-Strike, Valorant, and the reason them games are so successful is because they're built on the core mechanics of a search and destroy like game mode. I feel like XDefiant in Search and Destroy is really where it can excel, assuming that they can balance all the ults and everything right, because the last thing you want is like a Libertad dropping an ult and defusing and you can't kill them. So I think we're going to have to give a lot of feedback on timings when things drop in, drop out, and all the things like that. But I feel like we could build this game mode to be one of the best out there. A hero shooter in S&D is something that I get really excited about, and if you are as well, let me know in the comments. Now, one other thing I think we can all get excited for as well is some mid-season events. Mark Rubin actually replied to a tweet saying that they've got some really cool stuff planned for Season 2. I hope that's a bit more than just the camo grind, and it adds to some of the replayability that we all kind of been lacking in Season 1. And I also hope they do an absolutely insane job of designing some mad skins that make us want to open our wallet and add to our inventories week in, week out. Because if we're all being honest, the skin designs apart from 1 or 2 have been a bit mid, so they've got to up their level in Season 2, and that's something that I'm personally excited about. Now, if we're going based on the roadmap, we will be getting 3 new weapons and 3 new maps. I hope we get a new SMG, because I think the LVO AC hybrid didn't really work. It's not as good as the ACR and AK in my opinion. And there's no real SMG that really knocks the MP7 off of its high horse, if you like, or high chair. So it'd be good to get a competitor to that. I think we maybe see like an LMG as well, and maybe a new pistol. I don't really know. That's just my guess based on what we got in Season 1. But yeah, definitely excited to get new weapons and try stuff out. But look, do you think all these things mentioned in this video help save XDefiant in Season 2? Are you excited for some of these features? And if you love XDefiant as much as me and you want the best AK-47 class build, then check this 78 for 15 gameplay out here if you want a 500 KD.